Hello everybody, I'm Raphael Perry and it's time for some more Elden Ring. Now, my goal for this episode is to maybe go somewhere new, maybe experience something new, but to be careful and take it nice and slow and not take too many risks. That being said, we're carrying a low amount of runes, so we're in a low risk situation. But I'd still like to wait till morning because of bats. I don't know if there are any other time-sensitive elements of the game. I suspect there are, but I haven't really seen them yet. There we go, that didn't take long, did it? I know I've said I'd like to practice fighting the riders, but I think I need more poise for that, and more stamina. Right now I'm going to try and cross this bridge, go past the ruins, fight the rider on foot. I could go through the swamp to try and get there, but there's a dragon in the swamp. And it's probably still there. I doubt it's going away any time. What is that? Have I accidentally left a beacon on the map? Or something equally dumb? I mean, if anything, I should have runes waiting around here. Or not, apparently. Oh, no, there were all those invaders. So, why is there a big blue thing somewhere over here? Well, that's a mystery that will eventually be solved at some point, I imagine. For now, though, yes, the dragon is still in the swamp. I may be able to sneak round it on that side over there to see where the sword is pointing. But I cannot say for certain. I really need smithing stones to improve my equipment. And I'm not finding them. So I'll just have to work on that, won't I? That's really a matter of time and the arcane stat, which I need levels to improve. Right, you. Come on, I don't want him joining in. And he did not. That's very fortunate for me. There's still a great big blue thing with a 1 on it. That's really bothering me now. It looks like it's around here somewhere. Alright. Wonder if I can just sneak past the rider. Probably not. But let's try and get him on his own. And... okay. The recovery time from that is tricky. Yep. Okay, just wait for him to come back to me. He shall return. And knock me off my feet. Yep, that was gonna hurt. That was gonna hurt even more. Yes, die. I have a new thing. I have a healing spell. It's not a massive healing spell, but it means that I don't always have to use Crimson Flasks. It's also something I need to develop more. Currently it's a fledgling power, rather underdeveloped, but I can work on that. So I'm wanting to head... There are giants pulling the black coach. I do not want to tangle with them. But I do think I'll treat myself to another healing spell. There's a reason this spell is called the emergency heal. It's not very big, not very powerful. I just sprint this way. The spearmen and crossbowmen going down the road might not quite notice me. That's hardly taking it slow and steady though, is it? But I do want to be out of the way of the black coach. Let's see. I mean, I'm getting a few runes. I think I had 150, 160 at the start, and it barely feels like... I mean, 1800, that got there really quick, so I got just under 700 for that rider in that case. I've got a penalty. I've got a penalty to health points from something. I don't know what, because it wasn't some kind of poison attack. I don't know if it goes away with time, or if it's just there till I die. I'll just have to survive. Now, that is blatantly a trumpet. Right, you. Right, you. No, 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 no. Die, you bastard. Fucking die. And you, mate. You behind. You get to die as well. And your pal. No, it's beyond... Okay. It's beyond the statue. Meaning that the beacon is all the way down here somewhere. Because the statue's here, isn't it? So it's this way. It could very well be all the way over here in the corner of the map. Just to be very awkward and annoying. Yes. There we go. Now it's gone. Except it's still... There we go. So if I want to increase the potency of that healing spell, I need to increase faith. If I want to be able to cast it more often, I need to increase the other one, mind. Alright, that is a significant group of enemies. The banners imply some kind of procession. Makes them look almost like pilgrims. Especially with all the torches as well. And if I'm going to confront that horseman on foot, Kaiden warrior, or Kaiden warrior, probably Kaiden, then I don't want these around to join in. So let's wait. I could try and tackle them now. What am I looking at? Torchbearers, there's a warrior there. An actual guardsman. He may or may not have a horn. I can't quite see from here. I think he doesn't, but even so, the peril that he represents when surrounded by all those others, the distractions, means that I could get in serious trouble. Speaking of serious trouble, I could probably tackle that group, right? I'm not going to try it now. I want to try it now. But for now I have a slightly important... I'm thinking in future, right? On the next... You know, when I come round here again. On the next attempt. Right, you lot. I see an armed man. Let's do it. Oh, yes. Get the hornblower. Absolutely. Right, you. Oh. Mistimed. Big time. And yep. That can't be good. So I'm led to believe that these warriors use a weapon mastery thing, Ashes of War or whatever they're called, to do that special attack with a roar and gain a sort of powerful aura. Right, you. Yes, I would rather you... Right, come with your torch. Hit my shield with your torch, that's it. Now you. Fine. There he is. So lots of ruin fragments here. I need to look into... Right, there's another one of those groups. And I can hide in the bushes over here. Or over here. Let's go this way. This wall is a known quantity. Nothing's going to come through it. In theory. Right, how many enemies am I looking at? There's a rider behind them. I don't want to encounter both groups at the same time. He's not a group, he's one person. Is he coming up here to check what happened to his mate? And if he's going back... then I think I could probably handle this group now. I should try to find out if the standard bearer has some kind of special ability, but for now... Oh! Yeah, you get to re-die. I do not like enemy caster trying to cast spells at me. I heard magic sounds, it was bad. He's starting to come back, so I am starting to hide. Or at least just back up. That's a very swift rider. He's cantering along at a swifter pace than the ones who are happy to just lollop along at a walking gait. And I see another rider encampment up there. They're probably protecting something. This is good. I'm learning here. I'm making progress. So I could tackle that one on his own, and probably should, just to get him off the road. In which case, I'm going to say, no wolves here. Too slow. Okay. I need him to do that stopping attack. Yep, that's the one. Okay, okay. Yeah, that's going to be a problem. Again, need to wait on him for this. Yep, let's just drink up. Let him come. Shields up. And in for the kill. That was good. Now, he smashed that skull, and it appears the contents have vanished too swiftly for me to claim them. How am I doing for runes? Okay, almost enough for one of the nice new things at the Citadel. People have died here, probably against him and other foes. That is a massive crab. It's almost like Dark Souls 3 all over again. Right, another group of enemy miners, so lots of them digging. Why are they... They're digging at the ruins. Oh! There's a point of grace over there, is there, and you want me to go visit it? Well, maybe I will. Oh, if this is going around to the... Oh. It looked there as if someone was at the top of the rise, looking down. Up there. Let us be a little bit sneaky and pick this flower. There was. He's there with a sword. Have a look of it. And there's another one up there with a torch. They do seem to be related to that rider camp. And there's that point of grace. Well, I'm going to have this. Now then. Oh. I didn't rest. So my enemies should not have returned. But I should still be cautious, as I don't know what to... There's free there. Huh. Black rock monsters up there. Black rock monsters are easy kills, but I need to be able to get to them. Okay, let's presume that none of these... Okay, crossbow, daggers... Now, where is the crossbow man? Okay, that's actually... There is the crossbow man. Well, crossbow man, you die now. So yeah, the question is, am I currently trying to gain a level or gain a... What is that? It's like a reverse waterfall rising. Some sort of magical effect. Or a fog gate. Doesn't quite look solid enough for a fog gate. I should be looking this way though before approaching the black rock monsters, because there may be something here that I can learn about the lay of the land. I mean, there's a whole area down there outside the swamp that could theoretically be safe from the dragon. It's not a very good theory. Certainly not a very sound one. Definitely untested. I see a guardsman down there. Wait, are they fighting each other? I think they are. If so, that is a place I desire to be. Right, you. These always have a ruin fragment within them. So, obviously, my aim here is to either get about another 2,500 runes or leave this place. Okay, it's another one of these prisons. Which means that, in theory, this is a relatively safe area for me to be exploring, as long as I don't open it. If I want to come back here in the future... Now, these yield a fairly low amount of runes, but they are generally a relatively safe kill. I do still have that debuff. Right, so there's... Oh! The last time I encountered one of those, it had a special thing in it for me. And this time it is definitely on the other side of the ravine, or crevasse. It's more of a ravine, really. So the big tombstones could be used arguably as some kind of bridge, but I think it's better off just going up there. Through the riders, not safe right now. Again, this episode is mostly about exploration. I mean, right now, I need smithing stones, forging stones. To get those, I need to play the game. Playing the game will get me runes, runes will get me to level, or to upgrade my equipment, but to upgrade my equipment, I need more forging stones. So, yes, I see the skull. So I think that exploring those soldiers who are fighting one another may be a worthwhile endeavour, provided I can do so relatively safely. That's another blue energy field rising. Different location. So maybe it's like a geyser or something. There's a bridge down there leading near the bottom of the cliff. So where is the crypt? The crypt is like over there somewhere, isn't it? That way. Hang on. That bit of building there looks extremely familiar, but that does not so much. So, okay, yeah, we're miles out. It's way off to the northwest, meaning that way? That does look pretty familiar, actually. Okay, so I've been a bit turned around. Don't worry, I'll go back for it. I'll get the last one. Right. So there is a significantly large tower-like tree that rises there from the plateau. Okay. And then there's a site of grace just, yeah, almost directly north of here, that way. So I want to head towards it. Oh, freebies. Not from kills. At least I'm pretty sure those weren't from kills. Right. So then off down here, around the swamp, there are guards and those foot soldiers fighting each other, or fighting something else. If I can get nearby when they perish, then the runes will be mine. However, I do run the risk of great danger there if I'm... yeah. Thank you. Got it. And I do need to practice with that mace more. Actually, the mace is a pretty solid weapon. At +1, it's almost as good as a +2 sword. So I could practice getting used to its reach and, its weight and measure. However, I should probably do that under safer circumstances. Where I'm not exploring pastures new for the very first time. Right. They could just be hunting animals, he says extremely optimistically. But they do appear to be locked in battle. Almost. Oh no, they're definitely fighting each other. Now, all these men are my enemy. None are my friend. Not sure what the Screech does, if it actually empowers their attacks or something. I haven't been countering very much, and that is because that was a very large group of people. Also, that was a large amount of runes, so I'm going to do the very obvious thing. More. So 1,000, about 1,400. I think. Yeah, that'll bring me very close to... oh, hello. To leveling. More over there. But I took a lot of damage. Can probably only do that 1 or 2 more times. Also, this is not a safe location for me to be at. Ryder. Ryder stays a good distance from the camp. He turned around. Is the camp a threat? Quite possibly. What could this be? A sliver of meat. So these are new creatures then, and they are opposed to the soldiers of King Godric. They definitely appear to have rather skeletal faces. I am close enough that I can come back here if I need to later on. Do I want to go all the way back here? Yes, because I want to check on weapons and maybe sell a few items. So I'm close enough to leveling that I can sell a few crafted items to make up the difference. How am I doing for... still got that debuff. Not sure where that comes from. Let's start with these. Okay, and I need 99 more. I will see if I can sell something.
Weren't you? Well, you're back. Care to buy something?
The large runes at my disposal, for 400 is more than I need, and I don't believe I have any. 2 smithing stones, not enough for an upgrade on anything important. I should probably look into using one of these at some point. So now I'm just looking for duplicate items that I could part with. Oh, there we go. So I'll have about 101 over. This level there are 2 abilities I would like to improve. And they would be Strength and Arcane. Strength will give me a point of damage, a bit of fire resistance. Potentially good against the dragon if I can get enough of it. One of the shields I have decent fire resistance on it. Arcane would get me a better drop rate on items. Now, I haven't upgraded Strength in a while. I do want to get about 3 or 4 more points on Arcane. But can I delay that enough to get a point of Strength now? I had a nice drop rate on items this time round. It wasn't the best, but it was nice. There is that new suit of armour back at the Citadel that I believe had slightly higher poise, but slightly lower armour values, which could be useful if I practice with it a lot. It costs about 3,000 a piece, 3 or 4,000 a piece, so it's a lot, right? So it's like easily more than half a level at the moment, so purchasing one of those pieces of equipment is a big commitment. It is, however, a way of playing the game without gaining levels. So I could raise Arcane and take even longer getting to level 31 because I'd be buying pieces of equipment. I don't think I could buy the whole set very quickly. I'm talking myself into this. I do want more damage with my weapons. But for that, those are very similar damage totals. I really should practice more with the mace. Yeah, let's do this. So I need about 6,000 to level, which should also get me a couple of bits of new gear. Now looking over here, in terms of upgrading equipment, I'd need 6, 4, 4, 4. So I do need many more smithing stones. That being said, I could go check out this new drop rate now. I know, it's retreading familiar ground, and also it's a minuscule improvement to drop rates, right? But if I get some really nice funky item right now and think to myself, oh, that upgrade was totally worth it and I didn't waste it not putting it into strength, then psychologically that's a bit of a payoff. Also, I have a new area to explore which I may be able to explore. Right, you're gonna die. Yep. I'm not too busy about picking up the crafting ingredients on the floor this time. More about seeing what I can obtain from my slain foes. They shall perish by my hand. Actually, might as well practice while I'm doing it, eh? Wow, he was literally out of range for that mace swing. That was unexpected. I reckoned he was probably in at that point. Right, you. So at this point, the damage between them is close enough that it's taking about the same amount of blows to finish an opponent. What do you got for me, friend? More crossbow bolts. Now, increasing the drop rates will increase the drop rates of the most common items. So, those less like right you. The mace has a hard time striking on the ground. There we go. You need to kind of get it just off your left foot. How are we doing for time? Oh, night time. Bats are out. The bats are bothersome. Yep, there they are. I hear you. Was going to go for the other yellow flower, decided that the bats are more important. I could go for the other yellow flower, get ambushed by the bats, fight with an unfamiliar weapon, which I should aim to become more familiar with, by the way. Okay, they're going back again, that's great. So what's my goal here? We get about, I think it's about 1200 runes from the ruins. Oh yeah, check that debuff, it's still there. Why is it still there? There's no explanation of it at all, or whatever it is. I think I might remove it by resting. Oh, you get smacked, absolutely. Really took the counter on the shield. That was good. Also, if they're going to survive a backstab from the mace, I'll wield the sword here for now. So far we've had about one item drop and it was just crossbow bolts. Again, not expecting miracles from this upgrade. And nothing there either. But I'm currently doing this to temper my expectations to something more realistic, so that I don't think, oh, I've increased the drop rates by less than 1%. It's all going to be amazing now, wonderful and brilliant. Not quite the case. Although if I do miraculously find a load of nice things, I'll feel that much more justified in my decision. Maybe, if I can hit another 3,000 within this episode, unlikely. Well, unlikely if I stay here. Ooh, I could go up Storm Hill and fight my way down it. Yeah. Maybe then, let's just get a slightly better... There he comes. There he is. Over on the right there. What you got? A sword! You know what? That's 100 runes right there, so I'll take it. I've experienced pretty much everything these men can drop. The knight in the big golden armor, on the other hand, in the middle of the encampment. He definitely has other things that I can find. That was a glow, it wasn't a skull. Right, it was just a message. Again, not picking up too many crafting ingredients at the moment, focusing more on what I can get from enemy drops. Of course, I absolutely could take the time to pick up the crafting ingredients. The reason why I'm ignoring them, well, I'm not ignoring them, I'm just not interacting with them, is that I don't want to dilute my impression of what I'm picking up from enemies. This has been a particularly low yield assault on the ruins so far. Which might just mean I need to put even more points into the arcane stat, which will increase my holy damage resistance, which is probably a good thing. And it also increases some of the other big resistances down at the bottom, doesn't it? I can't remember which ones. But I should definitely look into that. Right, you. Just you turn your back and you'll be dead. I mean, okay, so you got a few seconds grace there, but realistically, not very much. Okay, his back is turned. Alright, what do we got? Smouldering butterfly. Now, there are a lot of enemies around here and we do need to be careful of the bats. They have gone up. Perfect. No, 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 they're coming back. Okay, okay, okay. What I'm aiming to do is get far enough inside that they won't bother me if I back out a bit. Right, you. Could you come and fight me, please, and don't let me back up into the bats? Because they're not inherently overtly dangerous. It's... I backed up. Just get hit, right? Yeah, now you. Okay, now you get hit as well. That was not particularly clean. There's a skull out there and I want it, obviously, but I don't want to get... If I go out there for the skull, I will know the bats are there. I'll be mentally prepared for them. They won't suddenly come shrieking at me and attacking me from behind with their clawed feet when I'm in the middle of dealing with another opponent. That being said, there are 3 of them. They are a bother, and I should... Oh! Oh! Oh no, full blue, that's great. I should just leave that skull for now. Come back for it later if need be. Call on the hounds and see how this plays out. Well, 2 foes remain. 1 spearman, 1 knight. You gonna come fight me or what? There we go. Yeah, me and my evil seafood ghost dogs that don't really matter, but do contribute quite a lot to the encounter. Okay, spearman's coming in. Oh yes, we have a drop. 2 drops. Nice. The helmet and the gilded great shield. Do we have enough for a heal? We do. So, this shield has very nice defenses overall. I should compare it to what I'm already using. It's better in almost every regard. The guard boost is superb. The strength requirement is 36. That is a lot of strength levels. And it doesn't make sense for strength to be higher than vigor because it just feels so very wrong. So I am looking at least 1735 levels before I can use it, so I should get to work on that That's a really nice looking shield. Strike. Okay, so they all have the same weapon art, I think. Interesting. That, I could go and put 2 smithing stones into it and make it +1 right now. Which wouldn't do a lot, to be honest. Okay, 1727. 19, 21, 27. Bit of a way to go. What I could do, is go over to my newly discovered waypoint here. Come up the hill. Pray the rider is not on the road right next to me. Come up the hill, fight those 3 thugs. Defeat the Bobble Blackrock monsters. There's a bridge over there, which is obviously heavily guarded, especially by these riders in the camp up here. It would be nice at one point to defeat one of those groups that follow the black coach. Exploring this area would be nice. So that's that big flat bridge-like part that I saw. This other part over here. So the fight I had was like down here where they're fighting each other. There does appear to be a large area over here, fairly unexplored. And it would be nice to explore this bit up here without having to jump off something. Also, it would be nice to find a way down here that doesn't involve falling off this cliff. That would allow me to bypass the dragon. It would be really nice if inside this cave was one of those little way shrine statue things. I'm not sure I want to risk going here at night time just yet. But what I could do is pop up here and say hello, not to the Git from Margate, but to the soldiers who patrol this portion of the hill. Okay, that strange blue shine on the walls for a fraction of a second there may have had something to do with the reason why this tunnel likes to crash. It's more of a passage than a tunnel, really. The roof isn't natural. Right, the crewman ignores me, which is great. Gotta drop, even if it's just crossbow bolts. Oh, he took that, okay. Lovely. Well, that's me taught. I hope that has not alerted the warriors further down the hill. I do not have the opportunity to operate the machinery myself. There was me thinking I could step across and attack this one and there would be no minimum range. I was clearly mistaken. And I can summon here. That would be particularly useful against the various foes that would assail me in this area. Now, I do not want to draw the attention of too many of those soldiers along the road. This one I can take, right? I just say hello. And now he comes on his own. The one with the two-handed sword has not come, meaning that he can now be easily dispatched. Greaves, again, something I can sell for money. Two-handed sword, man, hits incredibly hard if he lives, and he does not. Lovely. Remember, bats are on the loose, down that way on the other side of the road, on the left-hand side of the road. That glow is probably just from the candle then. It looked like it might have been from something else. So, now I am hunting the Hornblower, who is actually one of the furthest enemies from my current location. It's further off down there. I believe that is him. To my left there'll be another. There may even be one to the right. There is. Put your hammer down, sir. You are not an auctioneer. Okay, that was nice. That's for defeating the enemy group. Got a nice little potion restore there. See, now I'm picking up items a bit. I'll go get that skull. I either didn't not see it before or just paid it no heed. But now, the rune is mine. Let's clear the group on the road. That'll take me up to nowhere near 3,000, but somewhat nearer. Maybe 26, 27. Hang on. It's 267s, because it, or 68s. You know, they're about 67 those guys, and then the other smaller ones probably worth less. There we go. From you we have 2 items. That's nice. And from you, a smithing stone at last! That takes me up to a... what? 3, I think? 3, yes. So, those chaps with the kettle hats. Yes, that is the historical name for that kind of helmet. Can drop smithing stones as well as the Godric soldiers. Good to know. So the reason why it was called a kettle hat, it's surprisingly obvious actually. Is that they would literally use it to cook their dinner in. They'd take off the helmet, you know, just the metal part, you know, not the... is it Akaton? No, it's not quite an Akaton, is it? The undercap. No, Akaton's different. Is that the bit of mail that goes up over the nose and can be pinned down on the chest when it's not used? No, I'm not. No, I think it could be an Akaton actually. I'm not sure. Anyway, they'd literally just like turn the helmet upside down, dump it in the fire, and cook some soup in it or something, and then just give it a bit of a clean out afterwards, and put it back on. Obviously not ideal, but it's just a case of, hey, saves you having to carry a cooking pot around everywhere. Kettle helms would often have 3 small ridges running along the top, front to back, and the central one might be slightly higher. When I say small, I'm talking like less than half an inch here, right? They're not very big ridges. Yeah, they're not very high, not very wide, definitely long. And now if I actually compare the kettle hat, poise 2, I mean, stick with that for now. So that's 2 300 I can easily make. 5, 6, 7. That would be an equipment upgrade, because that would let me go to the Round Table Keep and purchase a new piece of armour with better poise, and it would look different. The awkward issue is that when examining the items in the shop, I can't compare. I can only see the values. But if I come around this way, and if I'm careful of the two riders on the path there, because that is a real problem. They're close together, it's hard to encounter just one on his own. But if I come down here, there's a few more black rock monsters I can go deal with. But essentially, I now need to ask myself, am I trying to level or get new equipment? At this point, I think I do need to level somewhat. And again, I'm seeing that debuff, and I need to work out what it is. Apparently, I've been told it means I've lost 5% of my maximum health. I don't know what gives that, and I don't know what removes it. But it's supposed to be quite easy to remove, probably by resting at a site of grace or something similar. And we got two of these flowers growing right next to each other. That's very convenient for me. Okay, if I really wanted to level, I could go back down here now. What would I get with that level? Maybe that point of strength. That would not be an entirely bad idea. Late night, meaning the bats may soon pass away from this location. No need to rest, I'll just wait it out. So, new equipment or a level? The icons for the new armor set looked very clean, very neat and clean, which makes them a bit boring, to be honest. There we go, now I can see them. Four. I think we know what needs to be done. Some kind of equipment upgrade. But no, I think that point of strength will probably help a lot as well, to be honest. It's a conundrum. Not much of one, admittedly, but a bit. Do I want a piece of new equipment? If I do, right, it will offset the whole look, the whole ragged, reconstituted scraps of armor look I've currently got going on, which isn't entirely a bad thing. I do like the livery on this armor, and I like the knight's armor. If I could get the knight's armor, I would quite happily wear that. In fact, I currently have the gauntlets. Which means if I get new gauntlets, I'd be able to compare it to all the armor I currently have. However, if I got new gauntlets and they just weren't as good, I would feel like I'd made a massive mistake in purchasing them. If I were to get any of the other armor pieces from the Citadel, they would probably be an upgrade from this basic Godric soldier armor. And in a way, it would be a case of purchasing an armor upgrade because I didn't have the arcane stat for the better armor drops. Or purchasing an armor grade to tide me over until my arcane stat rises to the point where I can get the better armor drops. Yes, come closer with your hammer. Well, it's more of a... No, it's a warhammer. A very large one, admittedly. Right, you. Get hit. Now I do need to back up just in case the other one comes around the corner here. I don't believe he is. Right, you're going to come closer, or shall I do it? There we go. Definitely needing to work... Okay, he's not moving, that's grand. Definitely need to work on that stamina. And endurance load. Encumbrance load. Is endurance the stat for that? I think it's endurance or vigor or vitality. I'm safe enough to check. Yeah, endurance. Getting endurance up to a 17 or an 18 would probably help a lot. But there we go. I also still want to try out that flail, but that involves another 4 points of dexterity, which is quite a diversion from the current focus of the build, which is raising faith, mind, and... well, no, it's raising strength, vitality, endurance, mind, faith, and arcane, with a little bit of dexterity. Now, the main focus of that is going to be on strength and vitality. Vigor, second most. Faith and arcane. So faith is like a defensive faith trait. Arcane is like a defensive faith trait. Kind of. In that it protects you from faith-related stuff. And the two kind of pair off against each other quite nicely, mirroring or opposing depending on how you want to look at it. I could just be looking at another level. And that would probably help me out, to be honest. And I have new area that I can explore. There's a nice group of enemies fighting. I should definitely go wade into that at some point. Oh, thank you for what I'm about to receive. I am truly great. I am extremely grateful that was a smithing stone. It feels as if my investment into the arcane stat is paying off. So I'm not entirely sure what the borderline is to improve the drop rate on the smithing stones, but I definitely seem to be making another one. Another one! Right, this is getting good. No, not you. You, yes. You've seen me. I see you drop into your combat pose. Well, it's not much of a combat stance, but yes. Do approach. There are 3 great big ghost wolves here who would like to make your acquaintance. Come on, let me get round behind you. The spearman has probably come now because of where I was standing. Come on. Urgh, got him. And the spearman has not approached. Oh, it's empty. My mysterious mystery points. Maybe that's what MP stands for. Yeah, at this point, drinking a red potion is much better. I'm not even going to pick that up. I'm going to go deal with him first, then come back and pick it up. Because it might be something really nice. I mean, if it's just the spear again, then oh, woe is me. Really. Now then, what special treasure do you have for me? We've already received his spear, his shield, and his boots. His gauntlets. Meaning we've got the sabatons, the body armor, and the helmet. There's the helmet. Now, I will not wear this helmet because it's smaller than the character's head. It's literally impossible. I don't know why they keep doing this tiny, impossibly thin helmet in Dark Souls games that you can't fit the character's head into. It's annoying and stupid and pisses me off. But I should go back and tidy up a bit, as I now have plenty of I'm not sure if I have 5 or 6. Pretty sure it's 6. Let's check. It is 6. I think we may be getting that sword upgrade for our main weapon. I know there are other things we could upgrade as well. Also, we could go get armor upgrade too. What would I upgrade first? Well, I can't afford... Yes, I can. Yes, I can. I just sell a few things. Let's go kill some bad guys. The hounds have faded out, as evidenced by their sound effect. Yeah, keep dropping things for me. It's great. I mean, the bolts aren't that fantastic, but hey, I'll take them. I mean, you had nothing to give. Not very generous of you, but hey. I mean, you... maybe. The other one over on the left, probably not at all. There we go. Okay, another surcoat, which we'll probably have to part with. Okay. I apologise. He had some crossbow bolts for me. How very generous of him. Oh. That turning left and right there felt a little bit too smooth, like the camera was moving too far as I rotated. Very odd. Yeah, what's going on there? That was... right. You get a special attack. So apparently that's a sprinting attack, but you know, it's not the jump attack. Obviously the jump attack was introduced in Dark Souls 2 and then somehow got back patched retroactively into Dark Souls 1 as if it had always been there. I don't think anyone discovered it or used it before it appeared in Dark Souls 2, so I think that's when it was added into the games, really. Right. So I'm looking at about 1700 to level. Probably not going to get it, but I should at least see what I can get.
Wait, weren't you...
Actually,
You're back.
I think I'm going to be close.
Care to
Maybe
buy
14.
something?
So possibly 300 short. Yeah, mouse speed is definitely gone wonky. So 10, 14. Alright. Yeah, what is going on with my mouse speed? One moment. Have I accidentally pressed something that speeds it up too much? I'll check after I've finished playing. You see, I moved to here and it went to there. There's something off on the mouse control. Right. Having to be extra careful. And of course there's that magnificent shield there that I would absolutely love to own. Oh, right. In which case... okay, that feels like it's back to... it still feels a bit laggy. Like a bit too fast and a bit too slow at the same time. It's very odd. 350. I can do this. I shall do this. And instantly regret it, because there are other things I would like to upgrade as well. Right. I'll go for all. And then I don't even need to use the big one. And as I said, I would like a point of strength. There we go. 2 levels in a single episode. I think I've done reasonably well there. With that, I'm going to leave things here and go see if something's gone wrong with my mouse speed in general. I hope you've enjoyed this episode, and I do look forward to seeing you all in the next one. where I may even get to explore even newer areas that have not yet been revealed to me. Unlikely, but it's possible, right? So I'm going to say goodbye for now, and cheerio everyone. See you all next time.